Have you ever thought about a friend of yours and that exact friend calls you out of the blue? That is what's called a synchronicity. It's a meaningful coincidence. Today we will explore where the term originated, how it relates to Hermetic philosophy of ancient Egypt and Greece, the connection to the movie Interstellar, quantum physics, and how to recognize 3 types of synchronicities in your life. In the end, I'll tell you a synchronicity that is almost out of a movie plot, but first, listen to this bizarre coincidence. Edgar Allan Poe's only novel, The Narrative of Arthur Gordon Pym of Nantucket, published in 1838, tells the story of a shipwreck where the survivors draw lots to decide who will be eaten to survive. The unlucky victim is named Richard Parker. In 1884, a real-life shipwreck was very similar to Poe's story. The yacht Mignonette was shipwrecked, and the survivors, after being stranded for weeks, also decided to eat a crew member to stay alive. The victim's name was Richard Parker, just like Poe's book. I know. Definition of synchronicity. Carl Jung, the famous Swiss psychologist, coined the term synchronicity to describe the phenomenon where events occur meaningfully without a direct cause and effect relationship. These meaningful coincidences can offer insight into the interconnectedness of nature, reality, and human consciousness. Synchronicity challenges the conventional view of causality, suggesting that there are deeper principles at work. The concept of synchronicity. Jung's realization of synchronicity emerged from his observations and personal experiences. He noticed that certain events, although not causally related, were linked by their meaningfulness. These events often aligned with significant moments in a person's life, usually in his therapy sessions with clients, providing profound insight or guidance. For instance, a meaningful dream might coincide with an important decision or change in a person's life, highlighting the interconnectedness of their inner and outer worlds. Let's look at some history. The term synchronicity was first publicly introduced by Jung in 1930 during his memorial address of Richard Wilhelm, the translator of the book I Ching. Wilhelm's translation of this ancient Chinese text, which emphasized the interconnectedness of all things, greatly influenced Jung's work and thinking. In his address, Jung referred to synchronicity as a principle that causes events to occur together in a meaningful way despite the absence of a direct causal link. This concept resonated with the ancient wisdom found in the I Ching book, which Jung used to further develop his theories. How it relates to quantum physics. Carl Jung's idea of synchronicity is about how events can be meaningfully connected even if there doesn't seem to be a direct cause. This concept is similar to a principle in quantum physics known as quantum entanglement. What is quantum entanglement? Disclaimer: spoilers ahead for the movie Interstellar. If you haven't seen the movie yet, I'm not sure what you're doing with your life, go ahead and watch it. So, in Interstellar, there's a scene where the main character, Cooper, played by Matthew McConaughey, gets trapped in a tesseract located inside the supermassive black hole named Gargantua in a distant galaxy. I know, bear with me. The tesseract is a place that allows him to interact with different moments in time as it's created by advanced beings. Cooper transmits important information to his daughter, Murph, by encoding it into the second hand of the watch he gave her. This data helps Murph solve a crucial equation to ultimately save humanity. Although Cooper and Murph are separated by time and space, the watch acts as a link between them, allowing information to be communicated across dimensions. Although Cooper and Murph are in different dimensions, the movements Cooper makes to send the quantum data as a Morse code are happening in real life for Murph. This is how entangled particles can influence each other instantaneously, even when separated by vast distances. So what's the connection to synchronicity? Jung believed that our thoughts and the world around us are interconnected in surprisingly meaningful ways, even if we can't see a direct cause. This is similar to how entangled particles can influence each other across long distances. In both cases, there seems to be a hidden link between separate things. In quantum entanglement, two particles, once intertwined, remain connected regardless of distance, echoing the synchronicity principle that seemingly unrelated events can be intertwined with profound meaning. The unus mundus. Jung's exploration of synchronicity led him to the concept of unus mundus, or one world, a unified reality where the psyche and the physical world are interconnected. Synchronicities provide glimpses into this underlying order, revealing the profound and meaningful connections between seemingly non-related events. For Jung, the unus mundus represents the ultimate reality where everything is interconnected, and synchronicity is a manifestation of this deeper unity. Moving on to principles of Hermeticism. Jung's concept of synchronicity aligns with a couple main principles of Hermeticism. Hermeticism is a spiritual tradition based on writings attributed to Hermes Trismegistus, focusing on the unity of all things, the connection between the microcosm and macrocosm, and the pursuit of divine knowledge. Hermes Trismegistus, I'm probably butchering the name so forgive me, is a mythical figure combining the Greek god Hermes and the Egyptian god Thoth, credited with writing the Hermetica, ancient texts of philosophy and esoteric wisdom. The two main concepts that synchronicity aligns to is one, the principle of correspondence. The saying, as above, so below, as below, so above, means that there is a connection between our inner thoughts and feelings, the psychic world, and the outer world, the physical world. The principle means that the same rules governing the universe also apply to our personal experiences. Synchronicities, where our inner thoughts match up with outside events, show how closely our inner world and outer world are connected. Second, the principle of vibration. Synchronicities show how our thoughts and actions can sync up with the bigger patterns in the universe, revealing a deeper link between our personal experiences and the world around us. This alignment can lead to moments where our inner state and external events seem to perfectly match, reinforcing the idea that everything is interconnected and constantly moving and changing. Let's explore meaningful coincidences in daily life. Synchronicities are, by their nature, elusive and defy strict categorization. Everyone sees synchronicities differently. Jung emphasized the importance of individual interpretation in understanding synchronicities. What one finds meaningful and strange, another might think is just a coincidence. Because of this, it's hard to come up with a fixed list of what synchronicities are. The true significance of synchronicity often lies in its personal meaning to the individual. That being said, here's an attempt to categorize some of the main synchronicities you might encounter. Meaningful coincidences. These are the most widely experienced synchronicities. They often involve events that appear connected in a meaningful way, yet lack a clear causal link. For example, thinking about a long-lost friend and then receiving a call from them. Dreaming about a specific event and then it occurring in the next day. Finding a book or article that addresses a question you've been pondering. These synchronicities can often point to underlying connections within the psyche, such as unconscious desires, fears, or hopes. They also might reflect the interconnectedness of consciousness and the world. Number synchronicities. This type involves repeated encounters with specific numbers or number sequences. Numbers often carry symbolic meaning across cultures and can represent different concepts, energies. For example, seeing the same number like 1111 repeatedly, finding specific numbers in addresses, phone numbers, or receipts, experiencing number patterns in dreams or meditations. Numbers can be seen as symbols or messages from the unconscious mind. They might represent cycles, stages, or patterns. Lastly, symbolic synchronicities. These involve coming across symbols or patterns that are meaningful to you personally. You can find these symbols in nature, art, dreams, or in your daily life. Examples: repeatedly seeing a specific animal, such as a butterfly or owl, finding recurring symbols in dreams or visions, encountering objects or images that evoke strong emotional responses. Symbols can act as bridges between the conscious and unconscious mind, carrying deep-seated meanings. They often relate to personal archetypes or the collective unconscious themes. Archetypes and the collective unconscious are topics for another video though. This covers the concept of synchronicity from a high-level perspective. As promised, here is the most bizarre synchronicity I personally have heard. The twin brothers' parallel lives. Two twin brothers from Ohio who were separated at birth and adopted by different families led uncannily parallel lives without knowing each other. Both families named their sons, or the two twins they adopted, James. Both boys grew up with a strong talent for math and carpentry. As adults, both married a woman named Linda and each had a son, one named James Allen and the other named James Allen. The only difference being Allen was spelled with one L and the other was spelled with two L's. Later, both brothers divorced and remarried a woman named Betty. They also owned dogs named Toy, and when they eventually reunited at the age of 39, they were astonished by the striking similarities in their lives. Jung's concept of synchronicity offers a profound framework for understanding the mysterious and meaningful connections that shape our lives. It challenges us to look beyond the conventional cause and effect nature of things and explore the deeper interconnectedness between our inner and outer worlds. Thank you for watching all the way through. If you're interested in psychology, exploring your shadow or dark side, and non-conventional wisdom, hit the sub and like button. It helps out the channel more than you can imagine. I'll be coming out with a newsletter summarizing similar concepts for you once a month, so be on the lookout for that. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.